So if in order to become perfectly ourselves, to be the person God created us to be and live the life God created us to live, if in order to do all of that, the key is living an authentic life, living an integrated life, which means aligning our beliefs and our actions, and that out of that comes this massive explosion of happiness and fulfillment and satisfaction, and way beyond happiness, a deep joy that nobody can take from you. If all of that is true, well, why don't we pay more attention to it? If all of that is true, why aren't we actually obsessed with living an authentic life? Why aren't we obsessed with living an integrated life? And the answer is because it requires something of us. Friendship is often tested when a friend requires something of us. It's easy to be friends with people who don't require anything of us, but there comes a moment in the life of a friendship where, for whatever reason, our friend requires something of us. And whatever that friend requires of us is probably inconvenient, is probably not the funnest thing on the planet to do. And so our friendship is tested when something is required of us. And in order to become more perfectly yourself, in order to live an authentic life, in order to integrate what we believe with how we live our lives, something is required of us. And what is required of us is discipline. And of course, the great happiness myth of our age is the idea that you can be happy without discipline, that you can do whatever you want, and that by doing whatever you want, that is a path to happiness. And of course, it is not. It may be a path to instant gratification. It may be a path to momentary and passing pleasure, but it is not a path to lasting happiness in a changing world. And it's very, very, very important that we understand that, because your heart, my heart, we're not yearning for moments of pleasure. We're not hungry for instant gratification. What we're really yearning for, what we're really hungry for, is lasting happiness in a changing world. And that's the promise of the gospel. The first part of the promise of the gospel. Of course, the second part of the promise of the gospel is happiness in eternity with God forever, But that first part of that promise of the gospel, lasting happiness in a changing world, God wants to give you the kind of happiness that can't be taken away when something bad happens. Okay, and that, there's something to that. If you read Paul's writings from prison, okay? Prison. And prisons weren't like we got prisons today, a cable TV, 3 meals a day, all that sort of thing, highly sanitized. No. You think about prison, okay, in the first century. The most common theme Paul writes about from prison is joy. Not somebody else's joy, his joy. His joy that he has in this miserable squalor of whatever it is they call a prison in the first century. He's got this central theme of joy. And that's what God wants to give you. He wants to give you a joy that is independent of situation or circumstances. Okay? Wants to give you a joy that is independent of situation or circumstances. Anyone can be happy when things are going well. God wants to give you a joy that nobody can take from you. And that, wow, that's something worth opening our hearts to, opening our minds to, opening our souls to.
Did you know that 71% of the people that watch Matthew Kelly's videos are not subscribers? That makes no sense. We need to change that. Subscribe today. Hit that subscribe button, smash that like button, and turn on those notifications so you never miss out on another great video ever again.